classified as one of the best Premier League trios of all time, the proper Barclays elite. Forget Salah, Firmino and Mane, these guys had the streets back in the late 2000s. None other than prime Rooney, Ronaldo before he moved to Real Madrid, and the wolf in sheep's clothing, Carlos Tevez. But how would they perform in the modern era here in FIFA 23 career mode? What if they stayed together for more than 2 seasons and built a dynasty together here at Old Trafford? The stats speak for themselves, scoring goals with a menacing attacking combination assembled under Sir Alex. This trident was the key to back-to-back league titles and a 3rd Champions League for the Red Devils. So what could be possible here in the modern era as they reunite as one? They're certified club legends. Maybe not Tevez the traitor. Carlos has a second chance to redeem himself here in this sim. We've got the band back together for a little reunion at present day United, running it back with all 3 in the starting 11, and on paper it's just like old times. I've adjusted everything, gone in and edited their age, stats, positions, overall and potential to their FIFA 08 stats. So we've completely reset each of their careers, rewinded it back to the start, and they get to ball out all over again. If you remember using them back in manager mode on the PS2, you're a real one. Yes, that means CR7's back to being 22 and a right winger, Rooney is 21, and Carlos Tevez is the oldest out of the bunch and actually the lowest rated, the number 32. Now in terms of training, Sir Alex would want them grinding week in, week out to adjust to the modern day game. So for training, we've got the inverted winger development plan applied on a 22-year-old Ronaldo with an 87 overall. We want that 5-star weak foot. Believe it or not, Ronaldo back in the day had a 94 potential. At 22, his prime position was right winger, and after I applied all of his stats and attributes from the game, his overall rating actually went down to an 87. Meanwhile, prime Rooney had an overall of 90, potential of 91. Considering we've just had to use his icon card from FIFA 23, nothing's really changed. We've got him working on the complete striker development plan, Carlos Tevez. The Argentine had an overall of 88 and a potential of 90. However, after applying all of those stats, for some reason they're just translating in this game to an 83 overall. So he's going to have to work on his game off the pitch. We've got the mobile striker development plan applied, and just because we have activated the icon squad file to gain access to Rooney, we've had to endure the rest of the icons and heroes all in the free agency. Yeah, they're going to be roaming around this entire save, so keep an eye out for them. To cover all bases, these are the instructions we've got these guys applied on. With Rooney, we've got stay central, get in behind and stay forward. Tevez, it's pretty much the same, just with his attacker runs, he's going false 9, and over at Ronaldo, we've got stay forward, cut inside, get in behind, and with these 3 back in the locker room, boy, it's going to feel like 2008 all over again. Season 1, here we come. Now, we've reassembled some of the most iconic players in Manchester United history right here, and it's still not enough to take down Manchester City. They finished the season invincible, Centurions, 106 points. Pretty much in any other campaign, United would have won the league there. 92 points, runners up. Not even prime Rooney, Ronaldo and Tevez could bring a league title in their first season. However, over in the other domestic cup competitions, they were nowhere to be seen. In the FA Cup, Man City win that out 3-0 against Chelsea in the final, and meanwhile, we were eliminated to the crosstown rivals. And the Carabao Cup, again, I think Man City is going to haunt us throughout this entire video, but it's the trio's mission to try to take them down. Over in the Carabao Cup, they lost out 2-1 in the big dance at Wembley. Here's something they can celebrate though, as over in the Europa League, unlike real life, they actually stayed in the competition and took down Braga 2-0 in the final, absolutely destroying Sevilla, Europa League specialist, 6-2 in the quarters, and it was an easy 5-2 win on aggregate against Leverkusen. I guess the season ends on a positive note with the return of the prodigal sons. However, it kind of ends on a bittersweet note with both Tevez and Ronaldo picking up long-term injuries. 2 out of the 3 were sidelined with major injuries. First, we've got Carlos Tevez doing his MCL. He's improved a +1, now at an 84, and the Argentine was actually the club top goal scorer. He managed double figures in both departments, 25 goals and 10 assists, as Ronaldo actually tore his calf muscle and he's back in 11 days. Prime CR7 got himself that +2 overall boost, now standing at an 89, and with 21 goals and 3 assists, he couldn't match up to Carlos Tevez's 8.6 8.26 average match rating, as Wayne Rooney remained fit throughout the entire season with 60 appearances, 21 goals and 13 assists for the 22-year-old. No growth whatsoever, but achieved an average match rating of over 8.08, 34 goal contributions in 60 appearances for the iconic number 10. Sits Ronaldo on top of the financial roster with an £115 million price tag. A young Rooney joins him in the 9-figure club with a £101.5 million value, and Carlos Tevez, he's got a ways to go, but he's now standing at £71 million on the dot. The number 10, 7 and 32 haven't really got their reunited campaign back on a flyer. First season, only one trophy, second in the Prem. However, there is potential there considering they're all young again, in their early 20s. The sky is the limit. Let's see what these lads can cook up come season 2. On the development plan front, we're still keeping the lads fresh. We're mixing it up, keeping them on their toes, and for Carlos Tevez, we've got him on complete striker, working on that weak foot, trying to get it up to 5 stars. Ronaldo placed on wide playmaker in attempt to improve that acceleration and pretty much most of the attributes in that passing category. Finally, Rooney is on mobile striker to get that 5-star skill moves. 5-star, 5 stars, what we want. In terms of the lineup, things have pretty much stayed the same. It's just that we've replaced De Gea with Magic Mike Magnan in between the sticks. On paper, this team is looking dangerous. If they can avoid injuries and suspensions, they can go a long way. Of course, we've got to have Rooney rocking the captain's armband. Season 2, here we come. We've simulated 2 seasons, and in both of them, they've ended up on 92 points. This time, they're not runners-up. They've come in through 3rd, and Manchester City win out the title again with 99 points. It was a 3-horse race, and all United's rivals were involved. No Premier League title to the trio's name yet, and they're still hunting. However, over in the FA Community Shield, I guess they got one over Man City in a 2-0 win. Nice little way to kickstart season 2, and here you go in the UEFA Super Cup against the Champions League winners Real Madrid. It was a 2-1 win, and they're 2 for 2 in pre-season trophies. They're keeping up this red hot streak because over in the FA Cup, it was a 2-0 win against their bitter rivals Liverpool at Wembley. Unfortunately though, the Carabao Cup, they couldn't complete a domestic treble. It was Leicester City to hoist the League Cup up. The Foxes ran out 2-1 victors. Over in the Champions League, it was a Group A masterclass, finishing top with Juve, Sparta Praha and Lyon matched up against Ajax in the round of 16, where it was a 6-1 demolition job, and the quarterfinals saw a really tough elimination. Barcelona knocking them out 3-1. It was a home leg disaster class, and it was actually Barcelona lose out 3-0 to PSG in the big dance. I think these guys need to come up with a cool click name. I mean, we've had MSN, BBC. The only real options here are TRR and RRT. I don't know what sounds better. Right now, they're both sounding pretty mid to me. Let's take a look and see how the TRR combo performed this season, and with numbers like these, the lads are winding back the clock. Cristiano Ronaldo coming through, the top goal scorer in 49 appearances, found the back of the net 22 times with 10 assists. That saw a +3 to his overall, and he's back in the 90s, baby. CR7 considered one of the world's best, and at 24, he's still got his best years ahead of him. An average 8.25 match rating and 32 goal contributions isn't too shabby. Meanwhile, Rooney, the classic number 10, scored himself an 8.0 match rating on the dot, same goals as Ronaldo, both sharing that Golden Boot award, and he got one more assist to Ronaldo too. This season saw Marcus Rashford come into the fray and be involved in the action a little more, as Jadon Sancho is reviving his career in the process, surrounded by legends, and it's Carlos Tevez and his bulldog-like approach getting him a +1. It's gradual, steady improvement to his rating, now at an 85. He also scored double figures in goals and assists with 15 goals and 17 assists. That saw 32 goal contributions at £112 million, £5 million less than Ronaldo right now. He has skyrocketed up to 117 mil. Carlos Tevez has actually seen an 8% downgrade. His price tag now standing at 66 million. I guess what I was trying to say earlier is that Rooney is that type of player for me when as a kid, I pretended I was him in the back garden, you know, playing with your friends in the playground at school. You just shouted "Rooney" after every shot. It was that type of vibe, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. They were definitely fan favourites for a reason. Out of the chosen 3 Manchester United sons, it was only Rooney to get that international call-up for Euro 2024. Portugal not qualified, and of course Argentina are in South America. And unfortunately, Rooney's England went on to bottle it over in the quarterfinals, losing out 2-0 to bitter rivals Germany. They were booted out of the tournament by eventual champions. They took down Italy 2-0 in the final, but it's nice to see Rooney run it back, not only on his club career, but on the international scene as well, because the 3 Lions with Rooney in that golden generation were just a disaster. Out of curiosity, here's how Rooney is implemented in this England star-studded 11. Not only some of their best present-day players, also mixed in with those icons and free agent heroes roaming around. I think he's on the bench. He's a super sub, really, for Lineker. And same goes with Ronaldo. The likes of Eusebio, Luis Figo are back in the starting 11, and he can't even get a starting spot here with his Portugal first team. And you guessed it, the same treatment's happening over in South America for Carlos Tevez. Argentina, they've brought through all their pre-existing icons, and the likes of Milito is leading the line for the nation. Training update for Season 3, we've applied Ronaldo with the wide winger development plan, and what could potentially elevate him to that mid-90s next level, and see him start producing some Ballon d'Or-esque numbers. Meanwhile, Wayne Rooney's been applied back on that complete striker plan, and Carlos Tevez will now be operating as a poacher. You know what? I really thought third time would be a charm for these lads, but no, they have lost out the league again, finishing bridesmaids to Manchester City, 96 points. The Citizens just completely smoking them throughout this career sim. It's like the inevitable enemy we see coming, but we just don't know how to stop. And Manchester has been painted sky blue ever since they've reunited together. However, over in the Community Shield, at least they get a little bit of rub of the green against the Citizens with a 3-1 win at Wembley. No luck though in the FA Cup yet, as it's still elimination in round 5, and you guessed it, it's the Man City. They come through with the Carabao Cup this time in a 3-2 win against Warsaw in the final. Yeah, who knows, maybe they've picked up a few icon free agents. You might start seeing a few weird teams pop up here and there, but at least they've claimed 2 pieces of domestic silverware. And domestically, things might not be going to plan, but RRT are coming through hot with a Champions League final against Inter in 2025, and here is how they made it through, topping out Group A against Roma, PSV, and Fenerbahce. They eliminated Milan after a comeback win 4-3 on penalties in the round of 16. Over in the quarters, took care of business against RB Leipzig, and then edged it past PSG to book their ticket in the big dance and a chance for the trio's first piece of major silverware back together. I want to watch this one play out in the visual sim, then jump in if the lads need help, or just to see the final celebrations. And here is how both sides are lining up. We're opting for our trusty Prime United 08 team sheet with the 4-1-1-4 formation. Here is how Inter go out with Gianfranco Zola leading the line, Kaka in midfield. You can already start to see a few icons in the ranks of the Nerazzurri, and they did knock out Man City, so they denied us of having a Manchester Derby Champions League final. But here we are, ready to duke it out. Here we go then, Sancho working up to line, to Rooney, to Tevez, to Bruno Fernandes. Inter, looks like they're through on goal. They've breached our defense, and all of a sudden it's 1-0 Inter. Nicolo Barella, with the help of a few icons, opens the scoring in the 32nd minute. Here we go, can we create something here with Tevez? Ronaldo making his way into the box, cuts it back, Rooney shot saved, and now again. Oh my god, it's 2-0 Inter. I was too busy changing up the attacking game plan. It could be 3 here, could get worse, and it doesn't get worse. Now though, back on over to Bruno Fernandes, finds Ronaldo, and we've got to go back. It's a goal made in Portugal. An assist from Fernandes, and Ronaldo did the rest. Might have to jump in here, you know, 70th minute. I ain't taking any chances. Let's try and make an impact in the last 20 minutes or so. Hakimi now making up for lost ground. He's cutting back, and he needs to defend Zola, and it's off the post from the Italian. We get away with that one. Oh no, Hakimi's got no red. Me. And our right side is completely open. It's Nicola Barella in for his second. And our right side again without Hakimi. It's looking pretty open, and Kaká to finish off the game. 10-man United stumbling in the final to a prime Inter with Zola, Kaká. You've got to see it to believe it, really. And the lads just haven't shown up tonight whatsoever. Rooney and Tevez, silent as can be. Neves and Bruno into Tevez. I think he's offside, and yet the lino's got his flag up. The number 32 thought he got to go back. That'll be that. The referee puts us out of our misery, and the trusty trio go down in a valiant fight. Again, another golden opportunity to win a major piece of silverware, but still the Premier League and Champions League are missing from their trophy cabinet. It's a hard adjustment to the modern day game, so hopefully they can get their act together in Season 4. This is definitely not a night to remember, but you know, you got to go through the lows to appreciate the highs, and hopefully the highs are coming. Let's take a look and see what kind of productivity these lads got up to in the season as a whole. And oh my goodness me, Cristiano Ronaldo, not only did he score in the Champions League final, he got himself 43 and 9 19 assists, an average 7.8 format rating. He's now up to his highest ever FIFA overall at 94 +2, and with 62 goal contributions in 62 appearances, those are Ballon d'Or numbers. He should be nominated just like Wayne Rooney, who has experienced a +2 overall growth with 32 goals and 17 assists, and the lowest performing out of the trio was Carlos Tevez with 29 goals and 5 assists. Still, the Argentine growing up to an 87. Him and his bulldog-like approach, I'm sure, is doing the team a world of good, and this attacking trident is pretty much the main architect behind the team's production. Meanwhile, Prime CR7 has accomplished his first maxed out stat with attack positioning, standing at 99. Rooney has one to boast about as well, as his shot power has rocketed up to 99. Financially though, on the transfer market, with his price tag now at 172 mil, Wayne Rooney not too far behind him. And hell, even Carlos Tevez has improved, and he is only £8 million away from that coveted 9-figure range. This team are now laser focused on capturing some silverware. Premier League and Champions League, it's still in their sights. They're as hungry as ever, and I'm sure their revenge arc is set on destroying Manchester City in their path. Okay, it's season 4 development plan time. We've still got to focus in on their training. Ronaldo, we've put him back on the wide playmaker training just to increase that acceleration, try and get those passing attributes to that elite level. Meanwhile, for Rooney, he's back on mobile striker. We want that sprint speed and acceleration both in the 90s. With Tevez, his main point of difference, what made him stand out was his bulldog-like approach, what Martin Tyler used to say back in the old FIFA games. His strength, stamina, jumping and heading accuracy, all those physical attributes need to be focused on. We've gone outlandish with it and applied him on target, man. Pretty much an unchanged lineup besides Andrea Pirlo joining them in midfield. He's going to be the tinkerer, the main man, pulling the strings behind the scenes. Other teams get to sign icons for free, so let's just use one and see what the main difference is. Finally, we've got some good news to report on here. Ronaldo has been nominated for the Ballon d'Or. He's in that coveted top 4, but he is up against some of the foes of this career sim so far. Haaland, of course, from the other side of town, and the two others from Inter who were instrumental in them losing the Champions League final last year. And the player of the year is in fact Cristiano Ronaldo. CR7 at 25 has won his first of hopefully many in this career sim. And yes, we do have a Ballon d'Or FIFA 23 mod. We got the real trophy. We got a different background finally. It's just like the golden days. Ronaldo writes his name into Ballon d'Or history yet again. I mean, they took their sweet time with it, but finally, Manchester United are your English champions here in 2026. It was starting to get to a stage where it would have been silly if the lads didn't win it by now, and look at how they did it with 13 draws. They had 3 less losses than Chelsea in second on goal difference or head-to-head. They came through with 85 points. It's their lowest ever points tally in a Premier League campaign, and that's what's got them over the line. Man City ended up stumbling with 75 points, down in 5th. RRT reclaim a Prem title here in the modern era. They also come through with a Wembley masterclass, winning in an FA Cup final 3-1 to Blackburn Rovers. That secured them a cheeky little domestic double, and the Carabao goes begging. Unfortunately, no domestic treble to celebrate as they were knocked out in the quarterfinals 3-2 to Aston Villa. After that Champions League final heartbreak last year, they wanted to get the Champions League back in blood, and they finished undefeated in Group G, coming out through in the round of 16 and winning against Stade Rennais on penalties 5-4 after a high-scoring affair. They took down Real Madrid 4-3, and then in the semis lost out to PSG 5-4. It was goals galore with this side, and they fall one short. A Premier League title and domestic success was paramount this season, and that's exactly what they've achieved. They've been able to fight on multiple fronts, as it is a World Cup year. They're going into the summer representing their nations with Cristiano Ronaldo, the Ballon d'Or winner again. 60 appearances, he found the back of the net 46 times with 8 assists, 52 goal contributions. Mr. Sui himself might be up for another golden ball in 2026 as Carlos Tevez comes through with one of his best goal scoring seasons to date. He has stepped up with a +3 overall boost, now standing at a 90. All 3 of them are in the 90 overall zone. 35 goals and 9 assists for the Argentine, 41 goal contributions. Wayne Rooney now up to a 94, beating out some of his best ever FIFA ratings, and the Englishman coming through with 29 goals and 11 assists, the only one out of the 3 to get double figures in both departments, which is quite remarkable. 40 goal contributions. Now financially, they were all in the 9-figure range. Ronaldo breaking through to that £200 million mark. Rooney coming through at 175 mil, and Tevez reaching record highs, lifting him up to 123 mil. They're all representing their nations and have gotten that senior team call up for the World Cup. Tevez is nowhere to be seen. He's just a super sub option in off the bench for the Bianco Celeste. Rooney has finally broken through for the Three Lions and is trying to bring it home for them in this 4-3-3 attack with the likes of Beckham, Lampard, Scholes back in the starting 11, Moore and Ferdinand at the back. It feels like the mid to late 2000s all over again. However, Ronaldo, a Ballon d'Or winner, can't get into this Portuguese national team starting 11. It's going to be hard with two Luis Figos occupying spots in the team. And it's prime time Wazza not only reliving his successes at Old Trafford, but taking it back with the national team and reliving the wrongs of his England days as they take it home for the first time since 1966. Prime Rooney has led the Three Lions to glory in the World Cup final 2026 in a 2-1 win against Brazil. They edge out the South Americans. However, let's see how the rest of the nations did. Obviously, England top in their group in Group A. Portugal coming through flawless in Group B with 9 points. And over down for Argentina again, it was another tabletop and performance. 9 points for the South Americans over in the round of 16. England beat out Ukraine 1-0. Ronaldo's Portugal took care of business against Hungary 3-1, and Tevez's Argentina lost out to Sweden on penalties 5-4. It was a harsh elimination for Tevez, and then England just edged past Denmark 2-1, and then Portugal got taught a lesson against Brazil, the eventual finalists 4-1. Believe it or not, it was an England penalty win to book their spot in the final against Croatia 4-3 after it finished 1-1, and there you go, the final where they came through. It's the only time the trio have away from each other, so here's how they performed on their lonesome. Over at Argentina, it is Tevez coming through with 4 appearances and 2 goals, so he actually did start. And believe me, it actually is Tevez. We just had to take over Garnacho, completely edit him over, and reinvent him to become prime Carlos Tevez. That's just what we had to do to get Tevez back in the game. Meanwhile, for Portugal, it was their Ballon d'Or winner, not enough to get them over the line. Only 1 goal and 1 assist for Cristiano Ronaldo on the world stage. Even with 3 Eusebios, they found it tough. And finally, your world champions, England. It was Phil Foden and Sancho leading the goal scoring. Meanwhile, Rooney came through with 94 overall, 3 goals and 7 appearances. He played every single game. Rooney, for some reason, is coming up as Mevlia. Don't ask me why. Career mode is out here again bugging. Unfortunately for Carlos Tevez, not only did his nation feel embarrassed with that World Cup elimination, he's also picked up an injury to start off the campaign with a 3-month wait time. He's torn his hip flexor, but he is back on the complete striker development plan. Big boy Wayne Rooney is going to be shifted out to target man, and Ronaldo, I think we're just going to place him back on inverted. They were all in demon mode, trust me. Ronaldo up to a 97. He could reach a 99, you know. We're expecting world-class results on and off the pitch. Here are your 2026 Ballon d'Or nominees, and yes, all our 3 are in the top 4. It's them versus Mbappe. Who's going to take home the golden ball? Is it going to be someone new, or is Ronaldo going to go back-to-back? And I mean, on the balance of probabilities, it would be pretty harsh for us to lose out this Ballon d'Or to Mbappe, and there is your answer. CR7 goes back-to-back. He claims the most coveted individual prize in football, and at 97 overall, you start to see that there is a trend developing here. He could be on the verge of another dynasty. What do Rooney and Tevez have to do to even be in contention, to even snatch one from him? I don't know. At 26, still some of their best years are ahead of them. You really do have to see it to believe it. 2 years in a row, we have won the league on a pretty low points tally, and it's also on goal difference, but it was 77 points, which is probably one of the lowest tallies to win the league, but we've gone back-to-back. Spurs have bottled the title, and on the final day, we claim to be English champions yet again. It was a pretty well-contested league, as over in the FA Community Shield, they did lose that one out 2-1 to Chelsea at Wembley. They couldn't defend their FA Cup crown either, with Liverpool winning out on penalties in the final. They were actually eliminated to the Potters, Stoke City, in round 5. However, they did come up trumps in a Manchester Derby Carabao Cup, which is actually happening in real life. Not the Carabao Cup, but the FA Cup final. So hopefully we get a similar result in real life. Over in the Champions League, you can start to see why Mbappe has been nominated for the Ballon d'Or every single time, because PSG keep taking home that Champions League trophy in a 3-2 win against Barca in the final. It was another group topping performance from the Red Devils with 13 points over in the round of 16, tearing Wolfsburg limb from limb with a 6-1 aggregate victory, meaning their fate against Inter. It's their bogey team, a new rival was formed here. The Interisti having their way with our prime United, and things continue to go from bad to worse for us in Europe. But unfortunately, we've got Rooney, who actually picked up a major injury towards the end of the season with a torn hamstring. He missed out on the final month or so of action, but these were the numbers they put up. And in this new wave, new era United, it's Cristiano Ronaldo again proving his Ballon d'Or status, putting up a damn good case to why he should go on the three-peat with the golden ball. 38 goals and 16 assists. An injured Rooney with 26 goals and 9 assists, and it's Carlos Tevez with 20 goals and 5. He earned it +2 92 upgrade, now standing at a 92 overall. He's definitely earning his flowers and plaudits. They're all valued at crazy amounts on the transfer market. I doubt any club in world football right now can afford any of these guys. And Ronaldo continues to climb in that 200 million range. There's no international tournaments, no World Cup, no Euros to shift our focus towards in the off season, so we can just transition on over to season 6 with the UCL being the main priority. So let's hope everything clicks and they can get it right and the trio can remain healthy, not on the medical table, and remain injury free throughout the campaign. Now, considering we've shuffled around the development plans throughout the years, we're just going to keep things on balance for these three guys. They're at an elite world class level, so they should be able to cope nonetheless. The only changes for this team this season is that Ronaldo has taken the captain's armband. CR7 is the man of this team. It's his team. He is the leader. And on his crusade for a third Ballon d'Or, he's got the Champions League in his sights. In 2027, your Player of the Year nominees read as follows. And without Tevez, it's pretty much the exact same as last year's. This time, Sancho, hopefully, fingers crossed, it's a United player at least. I mean, you can't really deny it. You can't fault him with that kind of productivity, producing those goals and assists consistently. It's Ronaldo to go 3 in a row, baby. He is on a tirade at the moment, and the Portuguese magnificent continues to take home Golden Ball year in, year out. No one is coming in the way of this man at 97 overall. He's well and truly earning every single penny out of that 500k a week wage. After all these years, the mod has changed something so slight, yet it makes so much more of a difference. The TAAR gang's Premier League run has come to an end here, as over in Season 6, they finished runners-up yet again. I think they've finished second more times than they finished first in this simulation. And this time, instead of City, it is Liverpool on top of the league with 91 points. United down in second with 82. Champions League football is secured. However, over in the FA Community Shield, they did get one over the better of Liverpool 4-2 in the pre-season. It's a meaningless trophy, but a win against the rival is always sweet, as over in the FA Cup, they were knocked out 2-0 to Accrington Stanley in round 5. Yeah, that is a major humiliation. Whilst over in the Carabao, again, no final appearances here. It was Everton to win it out 2-1 against Tottenham, and the Reds actually went down to the eventual winners 4-3 on penalties in the quarters. Whilst over in the Champions League, they have locked themselves in for another final matchup against an Italian giant, and this time it's the old lady Juventus versus Manchester United in the big dance here in 2028. They came through second in Group H. Juve came out on top, so I guess they're going to face each other for the third time this season. They took down Atletico Madrid, easily passed by Milan, and then over in the semis, beat Roma 4-2 on aggregate. I'm not trusting the visual sim. I'm not trusting the quick sim. I want to play this one out myself and see how prime Rooney, Tevez, and Ronaldo all play in game. A 97 rated Sui, Tevez at his sparkling best, and an icon Rooney. If I can't get the win here, then I'm officially mudded. I'm leaving it up to the CPU. On the flip side though, here is how Juventus are lining up. They've got a few icons in their ranks like Zanetti, Nesta, Ballack, Van Nistelrooy, Hullet. This United group, especially those three top guys, know what it's like to fumble a final and fall at the final hurdle. This time with Ronaldo the captain leading them out. They want those ribbons on the trophy to be United red and white. Tevez and Rooney looking as dangerous as ever. They want all the smoke here. Let's go. It's Juventus to kick us off here. It's a primetime battle, so get comfy. No one is really taking care of him. He sat down Seedorf, and now back on over to Ronaldo and Devoe. Working well together, and here we go. Another cross into the box. No one's there on the outside, and Rooney with the chip shot. We've got Juventus here in a dangerous set-piece situation. It's something off the training ground, and Magic Mike Magnan has to palm that one away. Now Juventus showcasing their dominance and a threat towards goal, and that's exactly why they've made it to this Champions League final. A perfect bit of play, catching us out at the back, and it's some intricate passing from the icons. Juve past and present. They've opened the scoring here in this Champions League final. 1-0 to the Bianconeri, and our defense is completely wide open here. We're letting runners into the box, left, right, and center. Michael Ballack, now to Van Nistelrooy, now to Zakaria. Pirlo finds Carlos Tevez. Ronaldo back inside to Tevez. The trio link it up here. Bruno Fernandes finds Rooney in the clear. And it's Wayne Rooney. He's onside. And Wazza gets us this Champions League equaliser. United's famous number 10, their top goal scorer of all time, comes through in this modern era Champions League final and smashes one home, just like he did in 2011 against Barcelona. Beautiful ball inside from Bruno Fernandes. And Rooney on his 5-star weak foot. Tevez with his bulldog-like approach tackles the Juventus defender defender, and all of a sudden we're in a chance to get a second, and it's a quick fire double. It is Cristiano Ronaldo to score one, and it's prime time. 3-peat Ballon d'Or winner, CR7 coming through. A beautiful bit of link-up play. It all started from Carlos Tevez, and he's absolutely swashbuckling tackle. Caught the Juventus keeper off guard with a first-time weak foot shot, and there's his new celebration in FIFA 23. You love to see it. The boys get around him. All of a sudden, Prime 08 United have found the lead in a flash. Here is our chance for a third run on the stroke of half-time. It's Ronaldo, ball over the top. Tevez can win that foot race. He's going to have to cut it back into the box. He finds Bruno Fernandes, and Ronaldo on the edge of the area with the finesse shot. TAKEOVER again keeping the scores respectable. It's only 2-1. ROONEY and Ronaldo both on the score sheet, but now it's time to kickstart this second half and hope for more of the same. Finds Carlos Tevez with the long shot, and TAKEOVER, the Italian, with a stunning delivery, and Tevez with the header. It's just corner after corner at the moment. Juve's keeper is like 5'2". Here we go now. Pirlo with a bit more of a deeper delivery, and there you go. It's the shortest man on the pitch besides Juve's goalkeeper, Lisandro Martinez, with the goal, and the Argentine leapt up like a salmon to get his head on the corner, and Pirlo's delivery was picturesque. United go 3-1 up, and you can't say it wasn't coming. Chance after chance, and it was only a matter of time. It's just a random youth academy player they've shoved in goal, and he's having a nightmare. It's a baptism of fire for the man. Left bare by Alphonso Davies. Now Hullet cuts it back to an option inside. Zanetti finds Van Nistelrooy for his second. Oh, it was offside anyway, but it would have been a save for the ages. Here we go. Martinez with a goal and a crucial tackle, and all of a sudden it's end-to-end stuff here with Wayne Rooney. Ball inside. I think Carlos Tevez is onside. It's a dink of a finish. The audacity from the Argentine to slot that one into the top left-hand corner. Carlos Tevez, take a bow, son. Now all three of them have made their mark on this final and scored. The ball bounced up. It was just behind him. A little bit of a finesse, lifted it over the keeper. Sir BCHD enjoying what he's seeing on the sidelines. Oh, don't tell me they're going for a fifth. Look at this. They're just relentless in attack. Tevez, ball over the top to Rooney. It could be a scissor kick, but TAKEOVER denies him of a dream finish. He's got so much green grass to work with. He awaits for Alphonso Davies to link up with him on this left-hand side. Look at this build-up right now. It's Carlos Tevez in again, and he might get a double, you know. It's 5 in this Champions League final. The number 32, and they're just dancing on them. This is how confident the lads are. They're just having fun out there. They're balling out. They belong back to the streets. It's been poetry in motion, fluid, attacking football. And oh my God, the in between the legs from the Juventus defender. Everything is going wrong for the Italians tonight. Corner inside, Ruud Gullit off the line. Pirlo off the line again. And oh my God, I thought that was going to be a third block, but Juve now with 3 minutes left on the clock. I don't know why they're celebrating. You've got about 3 goals to get in 3 minutes if you want to force it into extra time, lads. Pick the ball out the back of the net. The Juve fans look still as statues. Now that was a statement performance if I've ever seen one. Are you not entertained? 7-goal thriller. I told you guys it was goals galore with this team. They've proven why they are Europe's best. Up against some of the best icons known in world football, Rooney, Ronaldo and Tevez. Avenge that 2025 final loss. It's only taken 6 seasons, 2 attempts, but they are Champions League final winners, and it's going to be 3-time Ballon d'Or winner Ronaldo to lift it up. He could be well on track for his 4th in a row if he keeps the numbers up, and with this Champions League final win, that just pushes his credentials further. A celebration of all things United tonight. Soak it in, lads. 20 years after 2008. It's been a long wait. 2 decades worth. Whatever their trio name is, whatever clicks, it is their moment to shine. It's the pinnacle of their career so far, and hopefully there's even better things to come. It's prime Cristiano's world, and we're just living in it here as United confirmed Champions League winners. For some reason, we have Conference League backgrounds in the cutscene, but he's also named as the player of the tournament. Compared to their lofty standards, they failed on the domestic front. If it wasn't for this Champions League final win, this campaign would have been considered a failure. No need to fear though, we've got a 97 rated Ronaldo's goals and assists to thank for it. 41 goals and 14 assists. Double figures in both departments, and it's 55 goal contributions in 58 appearances for the Portuguese marvel. Sit down, bow down to your new demigod of football as Carlos Tevez, with his 2 goals in the final, got himself 30 goals and 8 assists in all competitions. It was Wayne Rooney, the World Cup winner, the least productive out of the 3. He was the only player to actually grow in the icon with 27 goals and 9 assists in 58 appearances as well. These 447 million release clause, I forgot we implemented that in his contract, but no one's going to be able to afford it, so don't worry. Tevez maintains that 9-figure market value, standing at 130 mil, and it's Ronaldo's to go down by 6%. Our club captain standing at 213 million pounds on the dot. And of course, it's 2028, so there's some Euros action going on. Euro 2028 with England involved. Actually, they've been knocked out of the group, so no longer involved with Rooney. And Portugal actually finished bottom. Prime Rooney and Ronaldo couldn't help their nations, and England won't repeat their successes from the World Cup, knocked out in the groups. To get lucky, season 7 kicked off with a bang. We've got like just a little UEFA Super Cup matchup here against Bayern Munich, the Europa League winners. So I want to set the standard for this season. We're just going to quick sim this one, watch it play out. We want the treble, not some tin pot trophies like the Community Shield and UEFA Super Cup. We end up losing 2-1 to the Bavarians, but it is what it is. Their entire starting 11 is 90 plus overall rated. The RTR are about to put on a clinic and become major steppers in world football. In lucky season 7, it's treble or bust. It's our favourite time of the year again. The Ballon d'Or nominees have been revealed, and here you go. It's United 3 minus TEVEZ for ROONEY and Ronaldo, both up for it against Mbappe. The CR7 about to go 4 in a row, unprecedented in Golden Ball history. And can I get a drum roll, please? Of course, the Golden Ball in 2028. It's going to go to Ronaldo. No, the Euros humiliation didn't defer his chances of capturing his 4th crown in a row. He's 98 overall. I think he just wins it now based off the fact that he is nearly perfectly maxed out rating. Having the balanced development plan is the new meta. Maybe that's just the overpowered way to grow players, young or old. Leave them unbalanced and the game will do the rest. Now here goes nothing. It's a major relief now that we know we've captured the Premier League title, beaten down the likes of Spurs and Chelsea. Liverpool nowhere to be seen. From champions to 8th, here the Red Devils come out on top and go 3-time winners in the last 4 years. That's 1 on their way to the coveted treble we are desiring as the FA Cup, yeah, because it was an early elimination over in round 3. I don't even know where. What the hell? Yeah, there you go. 2-1 to Southampton. An elimination over in the Carabao. We couldn't even claim this one at Chelsea on penalties 5-4. The Blues get the better of us, and hopefully our European campaign can save us. And okay, we're in back-to-back Champions League finals. This time it's BVB to meet us in the big dance. I think this just goes to show how hard actually capturing a treble is. You know, we've assembled a pretty much perfect squad. It's still not good enough to go perfect in every competition. And then we've got Dortmund with their icons galore. I want to get it over and done with. We're quick simming this one and seeing if they can come through, and they do on penalties. Just like in 2008, United are your Champions League winners. Ronaldo, Rooney and TEVEZ all converting their spot kicks. TEVEZ and Ronaldo to get the 2 in regular time. And the United boys take home the Holy Grail 2 years running. It's a supreme double, a Premier League and a Champions League, but it ain't no treble. We've got to go all out. I'm not accepting just the Champions League and Premier League, especially with the likes of 4 in a row Ballon d'Or winner Ronaldo, 45 goals and 5 assists, 50 goal contributions for the nearly perfect player. At 29, the faithful number 7 is in absolute elite top tier form, and Wayne Rooney alongside TEVEZ have themselves between them nearly 50 goals. Financially, it's only been Ronaldo to get a 3% increase on his value. Meanwhile, TEVEZ still remains in that 9-figure range and well and truly in it with a 12% boost. I'm not stopping the sim until this United team win a treble. I don't care if it takes me another 10 years because I know they've got it in them. They've got that dog in them. The Golden Trio are here to cause a ripple in this timeline and break records upon records. It's just inevitable at this point. A Manchester United player is bound to be nominated for the Ballon d'Or, and this time it is complete and utter domination. We have got the original trio plus Jadon Sancho involved in the mix. It's a beautiful top 4 if you ask me. In 2029, it's a Red Devil to claim a Ballon d'Or, and it's going to be that man again. 5 years in a row, half a decade of dominance, back to back to back to back to back. This is a dynasty and a legacy that no player could replicate. He's out here creating his own standards, setting records, and these 3 just continue to be a magical combination if you've ever seen one. Here we are, we've made it to Season 8's conclusion, and United are back collecting points like they used to in the early days of this sim. We've got 91 points. Thankfully, no Centurion Man City to compete with. They completely blew the league out the water. The trio wrapping up this save with back-to-back English titles and becoming champions of the land once again. Now, how does that fare for our treble chances? I mean, do we count the Community Shield? I don't know. We might have to, you know, because let's take a look at these other competitions. Yeah, the FA Cup, it was Aston Villa to beat out Fulham in the final 2-0. It was another embarrassing, humbling elimination in round 4, this time to Watford 3-0. And the Carabao Cup, again, the Blues knock us down at the final step. It's a 1-0 win for them at Wembley. And yeah, that Community Shield might have to be our saving grace, as over in the Champions League, we have a big dance matchup against Wolfsburg. This is our time to do to a Real Madrid and go 3 in a row here in European competition 2030. It's also a World Cup year. Wolfsburg at first glance might look like an easy opponent, but it's back-to-back German opposition in the final. It's an opportunity for technical treble glory. However, Ronaldo has been a bad boy and he's suspended for the final, so the trio are participating in their first major final without Ronaldo. And the guys are going to have to go out and do it without the 5-time Ballon d'Or winner against the Green Machine, and it's a 5-goal thriller. Look at that, after Pirlo's 27th minute red card, it was Sancho and Rooney to save the day. Tevez got the proceedings underway with a 13th minute goal, and the rest, they say, is history. They managed to have everything under control, and look at Ronaldo, how cheeky. Didn't even play the final, but he's down to pose with the trophy in these celebrations. Only Cristiano could pull that off, and it's a treble winning season, technically. I mean, it's a Mickey Mouse treble from the Portuguese king. It's 35 goals, 15 assists, 50 goal contributions, stock standard stuff for the lad running the show. Meanwhile, Carlos Tevez outscoring Rooney, 29 goals and 6 assists for the Argentine. Wayne Rooney, 25 goals and 6 assists. Kind of expected a little bit more. The likes of Sancho and Florian Wirtz kind of stealing the main spotlight from him. Here are in fact their final market values. We're going to simulate the 2030 World Cup, see how they all get on, assuming all their nations qualified. As the World Cup group stages read a little bit like this: England drawn into Group B, the Three Lions defending their title from 2026 alongside China, Mexico and Sweden, so they should get out of that. Portugal drawn in the likes of Belgium, United States and Poland in Group F, and then Argentina all the way down in Group H alongside Scotland, Finland and Ireland. Argentina finally incorporating him into the starting 11 over Crespo. He's leading the line alongside Velasco and Carrizo. Same goes for Portugal, finally getting over their Luis Figo craze after Ronaldo hit that 99. There is no reason not to include him in a frontline attack of Eusebio, Ronaldo and Moreira. And England, they won the World Cup with Rooney. They got to stick by him. A 93 rated attack. Rooney, Foden and Sancho leading the line. It's gotten to that point of career mode where every national team looks really dangerous. Now here's how the 2030 group stages went down for our trident, as Rooney's England finished top of Group B, 7 points. They come through unscathed. Big boys Brazil are eliminated. Germany finishing top. Portugal having no issues there with a perfect record in Group F. And of course Argentina come through alongside Scotland with 7 points. Now in the round of 16, this is where things start to get interesting, because Tevez's Argentina knocked out to Italy 3-2. England make it through with ease against the Netherlands 3-1, and Portugal just edge it past Morocco. As over in the quarterfinals, it is Portugal to go down to Wales 3-1. England again in an uncharacteristic win on penalties against Spain after it finished 3-3. And then over in the semi-finals, it was England to beat out Wales in a UK derby, and then Iceland took down heavyweights Italy to a golden matchup in the final between Iceland and England. And I thought surely the Three Lions go back to back here, but no, it is Euro 2016 all over again. The Icelandic Vikings have come through to slay Wayne Rooney's double World Cup dream down in a 2-1 win. It is a story for the ages, but Iceland are crowned world champions in 2030. And believe it or not, they take down a 5-star prime Rooney-led England. It was a stunning effort getting into the final 2 tournaments in a row. And just in case you were wondering, Tevez for Argentina got himself 4 appearances and 1 goal. A pretty lackluster tournament from the 94 rated striker, now 31 years of age. He's got some experience behind him. You'd expect him to do a little more. And while a 99 rated perfect player Ronaldo got himself 3 goals in 5 appearances as Portugal bowed out early. And it was 4 goals in 7 appearances as Rooney dragged England to the final alongside Jadon Sancho. Unfortunately, it wasn't to be. Didn't come home for the second time, and the Three Lions were tamed. Now just pondering and analysing on a macro sense here is just how many games we've simulated through. They've played 506, won 362 of them, drawn 78 and only lost 66. They've won the perfect balance of all 3 categories of trophies: 4 league titles, 4 domestic cups, 4 continental cups, 5 Ballon d'Ors for Ronaldo, not letting anyone grab a touch of his golden balls. And here's your look at their final stats and attributes. Tevez finally has a maxed out one to celebrate with. It's finishing, now standing up at a 99. It was Wayne Rooney who ended up at a 96. He had a few 99s in the locker, like attack positioning, finishing, ball control and shot power. The definition of a complete striker with the outside the foot shot, long shot taker, long passer and chip shot. The streets will just never forget this glorious strider, and especially what Ronaldo was able to produce throughout this entire video. It was pretty much the CR7 show. Not only with the maxed out attributes, it's the maxed out overall for me. They've come back with a vengeance, and in 8 seasons they have proven themselves. It was like quadruple the time they actually spent together in real life. Had a maximum of 2 seasons under Sir Alex, and then they were split apart. Teamwork definitely made the dream work, and these these lads won't be forgotten anytime soon at Old Trafford. Build them a statue outside the ground. They're the new Holy Trinity, baby. And that has been us reuniting this famous triplet back together. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this little career sim. Let me know down in the comments below, what other famous trios should we reunite? If you made it this far, of course, make sure to drop the video a like down below, hit subscribe, turn on the notifications, all that good stuff, so you never miss out on any videos coming to the channel. I've been Sir BCHD. Have a great day. Take care of yourselves. I'll catch you all in the very next video.